While you're here, we've just about closed the books on week 20, but let's give you a chance to chime in here a little bit if you have any comments. Houston went into Baltimore, finished what was turned out to be a pretty good season for them, but the Ravens showed why they're the number one seed, right?
Yeah, and I got a few wrong last week as far as the who I picked, and I'll admit it. Actually, I once thought I was wrong, but I was mistaken. But on football games, occasionally I don't get the right thing. I thought that
Right.
they would that their momentum would actually carry over and do it, and they gave them a decent game considering. But yeah, the Ravens showed why they were the number one seed for sure.
Yeah. Um, the Packers, we got San Francisco got all they wanted from Green Bay, but our discussion around the Packers was that they go for it early in the game, down into the red zone on 4th and 1, don't get it. If they kick that field goal, of course they have to make it. They make that field goal. This game is tied, maybe goes into overtime. Of course, then they missed a field goal that would have won the game. So our comment here was, although San Francisco got away with the 3-point win, the Packers left 6 points on the field there. Could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if what is it, Detroit, I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit. If Detroit doesn't leave any points on the field, and obviously they are where they are, they actually should have been the number 2 seed because remember the refs jobbed them out of that game in Dallas, which would have flip flopped that. It would have been the number 2 seed. So you put that together. And it's going to be a great. Actually, both of the championship games are going to be great, and it really always is that way. The championship games are always better than the freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah, often that can be the case. Yeah.
But
all right.
Yeah, I think that we got good stuff there.
Yeah, the faux Pirates went into Michigan to take on the Wildcats. The Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, the faux Pirates didn't give the Wildcats as good a game as the Packers did the 49ers. But there was a lot of controversy towards in this game. The faux Pirates getting closer with a touchdown, a late touchdown, if you will, and going for 2 for some crazy reason. And then towards the end, not calling timeouts with your season on the line. What's going on there in Florida?
Well, I don't know about them, but I tell you what, those fake pirates, they're imbeciles, and I'm glad that they were stupid with playing that
Can't argue
the
that.
champion. Yeah.
Can't argue that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I look at this when I say it just doesn't matter. I feel like the movie. You might know about the movie like Hamburger Hill. Well, you have the guy's name is Vance, and he has the other guy. I think it was Don Cheadle. The two black guys are in the movie, and they're talking to each other, and they say it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Not a thing. Just doesn't matter. Not a thing. It doesn't matter. It's a win. A win is a win is a win.
It is.
Jean Paul has spoken.
I'm not sure you'll get that much help this week in San Francisco, but in any case, you got 50% of what you wanted there, Chef. The Chiefs went into Buffalo and stole one of their wagons. They couldn't get them all circled. One of them broke a wheel and fell off to the right. Not such a good day for Buffalo.
Are you still talking to me? Are you what? Captain Jack back? He's still eating a goddamn
sandwich. Okay. Well, if he wants to eat a sandwich, that's okay. What we'll do is we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back and maybe the good captain is done with his grub. But we'll
he's not done, but he said he's going to talk and eat at the same time. Like I said, he's giving you guys a break. He's giving you guys a break. At least you don't have to see him with the chowder and the meat, the grizzling in his mouth. It's not the pleasant sight.
I appreciate that.
Beastly,
the visual there will be. So all right.
What's up, Anna? Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Anna. So while he's finishing up there, there he is.
No, I'm just saying. Wrong voice.
So you got 50% of what you wanted. The faux Pirates took a dump, but the Chiefs came away with the win because the Bills couldn't hit the fucking field goal, man.
and I've eaten 50% of my dinner. So
Oh,
you know,
hey,
that's a good segue right
Yeah.
there. I have half a sandwich done. I have half my fries
yeah,
done.
perfect.
But it's good.
So any
It's good.
comment on Chiefs Bills before we go to a quick break? So you can
Well, I tell
finish
you
your
what,
French
man.
fries.
Yeah. Well, it's a few. See, got
Yeah,
a
okay.
few
No,
right here,
it's okay.
and I got, like I said, I got half of the. I said this Philly
Oh yeah,
cheesesteak is
he's
really
getting
good.
busy. I hear
Yeah.
we.
Damn right. Hey, there's hey, since I don't have a lot of sex anymore, I have to have, you know, I got to live vicariously through good food. So there you go. Anyway, you know, I know TMI, but bullshit. I feed it. Here's the thing. It's like I called it, and I even said it yesterday on the Wild Wild West show. I said it makes me throw up in the mouth every time that I have to say that Kansas City is going to win. And I called it last week. I said I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
We wanted you to be
But I
wrong
wasn't
too.
wrong.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I wasn't wrong. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about some of the coaching changes that have happened in the news since we've been gone from last week, and then we'll get you ready for the conference championship games. In addition to that, next week's kind of a little bit of an off week because there's really nothing going on except the Pro Bowl. You can figure all that out on yourself. We'll be back with the Week 22 show and a Week 23, but the Week 23 show is going to be Super Bowl preview show. So next week, we're going to have a little fun. We'll talk to you about how we're going to do that right after the break.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Violator, just coming to you again to give you a personal testimony on these fantastic Fitline products that I've been using for a couple of years. And you've seen me on my quest to bring that body weight down, get back in shape like I used to be. And this is my secret weapon. These two products right here, Power Cocktail and Restaurant, my daytime and nighttime formula. At Fitline, we call them our optimal set. And baby, let me tell you, one in the morning, one before bed at night, and you let them do their thing. Trust me, these are some fantastic products if you're serious about getting your body where it needs to be, just improving your health overall.
V, anything new in the Fitline distribution category that our folks should know about?
Well, we got a couple of new products for 2024
Okay.
as we continue to celebrate 30 years of continuous growth. Like I say, just scan that QR code, go there, and engulf yourself in a whole different world of fitness
Perfect.
on a holistic level.
Yeah, and you'll get that code again in our credits roll. If you didn't see it, you'll get it again in the credits roll. You can check it out there.
I tell you what, that's some really good stuff for Fitline, but I'm gonna have to say I have to do the opposition view. If you want to look great, damn it, get yourself on Fitline, okay? But remember how you have point, counterpoint? My counterpoint is if you want to see continuous growth, continue to eat the Philly cheesesteaks like Captain Jack is eating, you'll see some continuous growth. It is not good for you to be on the Captain Jack diet. Get yourself on Fitline and look like the stud that my boy Wayne Mabry. My God, he's so good. I'm giving him a big hug and a kiss through the day. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, and then I'll come in and I just got to wipe the grease off my face, which again is not good for you. There you go.
Yeah, we might have to move our show to 4:00, V, so he has time to eat dinner. There were some coaching changes this week. A few things happened around there. Jim Harbaugh is now the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. V, your thoughts on that?
I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
In this game, those windows open and they can close real quick. Always was led to believe that he would end up with the Raiders, but as things closed in, we all saw AP was already in the house.
He started running out of places to go.
Yeah. But we already had our man by that time, so I'm just looking forward to the matchups and prove all the doubters that we have hit our stride.
Good afternoon, Ed. Welcome to
What's
the
up,
show.
Ed?
Yeah, it may take him a little while to turn things around there. He inherits a team I don't think that was quite as good as the 49er team that he inherited a while back when they went to the conference championships right away. So he's got a little bit of a rebuilding to do in LA, but I think culturally, just like some other teams, that's kind of where you got to start. Antonio Pierce, he's a former player, so he understands the game. He understands what players need, what they don't need, where their hot buttons are, so to speak, if you will. So I think that there's some advantage there. One of the other discussions that's coming out of there is, among other, there will be others probably, but one that's hitting out there right now is Khalil Mack. Any chance you think he stays in LA or maybe ends up back in Las Vegas?
I don't think he'll end up back in Las Vegas because if I was in control of the cap spread, we couldn't afford him.
Yeah, maybe.
And he's not going to take that big of a discount. So
you don't think?
Khalil's time with us, I think, has run its course.
Yeah.
Hey, get us some young studs, and there's plenty of them out there. Let's see what Coach AP and Tom come about with this year's draft. I'm looking forward to that more than anything.
Yeah, and speaking of Raiders, obviously, for those who don't know, Antonio Pierce was installed as the head coach this week, getting the interim tag removed. Tom Telesco, the former GM for the Chargers, is now the Raiders GM. And so Champ is now assistant GM? The news I heard, I don't know if it's legit, was that we're going to keep our defensive coordinator, but there's going to be some other changing. Cap will give you some space here too, but V, if you don't mind, go first and give us your state of the Raiders at this point.
Well, first of all, let me say congrats again to Coach AP. Hey, we've got our guy, so let's continue to stomp the yard. Now, this Tom Telesco deal, I did not see coming. That kind of blindsided me when it came up early on my phone. I'm thinking, wait a minute, Tom Telesco. And Coach GM Champ had been in all these meetings. So I'm like, what made them do like almost a 180 with that? But then when Mark made his comment about two inexperienced head coach and GM, that was good PR. But, that was good PR. But I don't think that was the whole deal behind that. But I'm hoping that we can keep Patrick Graham. We've seen that defense actually show his teeth under his leadership. Now that he could run it like he wanted to run it, it's just nothing but growth there. They call it growth ceiling. I see great potential right there with a couple of studs in the middle of that D-line.
Cap, let's get your take on the state of the Raiders from all the news that we heard this week.
Okay, well, good. Thanks again. And I want to make sure. I hope that I don't have any grease on my face from my beard because I literally had to wolf that sandwich down. I wasn't going to do that. See, that's what you get when you eat too fast. I will say that
you can do what you want.
It's not my show. F you, man. Come on. That one time, and you ain't gonna. You know what? I'm going to remember that because I know what nobody else is going to forget it either. So screw you, Rex. But anyway.
You got to pay attention to this show or you'll never get it.
Oh, yeah. If you don't know, you don't
exactly.
know. If you know, you know. Yeah, if you know, you know. The other thing is that we were talking about Graham, and I'm going to say this. I apologize. I've been out all day at the Career Resource Center trying to resource a career, which is exactly what the thing is. So I haven't been keeping up. Because you haven't been keeping up on current events, man. We just got our asses kicked. Figure out what movie that's from. There you go. May Bill Paxton rest in peace. But if the Seahawks have they gotten their coach yet?
No, they haven't.
And therein lies the rub, as the great bard Shakespeare would say. Graham has been linked to Seattle. Yes. He's had 2 interviews with Seattle. It's not a done deal that he's out of the running, which is why I think it's pretty smart that we have gotten Marvin Lewis allegedly in the house to help out with the defense, position to be determined. Now, Marvin Lewis's defenses have always been energetic, and they've been going after the quarterback. They're aggressive, much like Graham's defense was with us this year. So I'm not saying that Graham's gone, but it would be a big kick in the ass if Graham goes to Seattle, and he's due. I'm going to tell you 2 things. The next 2 people that are going to be out of this organization through no fault of their own, actually because of the fault of their own, because they've done a great job, is Patrick Graham eventually getting a head coaching spot, and Champ Kelly getting his own GM spot. And again, so they will eventually leave the building. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that the people that are the understudies are soaking as much knowledge off of Patrick Graham and Champ Kelly, because that's what we need. But that just goes without saying. Hopefully Graham stays. I think he will. As of right now. But the other thing is Kelly looks like Kelly is looking like he's in the building only because a lot of the other people have already gotten their spots as GM. So that's the reason why he's staying eventually, that we can see. But there's still, there's going to be surprises. I tell you, Super Bowl week is when the Raiders usually got it was Super Bowl week, and Al Davis, again, may he rest in peace, would always get a bit of Super Bowl week because he would announce something big to make sure that the Raiders and the NFL knew that the Raiders were there during Super Bowl week. Maybe it's some other team that we don't know about yet. Maybe it's the Chargers who announced that, remember, Kellen Moore is still on their staff as of now. Maybe it's like it's a holding pattern, and we'll see if he actually stays. We'll see. Maybe they say, you know what? Hey, Kellen, been fun, but GTFO. And if you don't know what GTFO is, give me it in the comments, and I'll put it. But there's still lots to say. I like what the Raiders are doing. The big thing is who is going to be our offensive coordinator. That's the big thing, and you get the offensive assistance from there. I saw that we got a kid from the Stillers. It's going to be the safety coach, so that's an addition. The interim offensive coordinator for the Stillers was interviewing for our job along with Kingsbury, along with other people. So again, it depends upon who they bring in as the OC. And again, the other big decision is hopefully we won't lose Graham this year, but I think he's going to be gone within a year or so, because if you look at his last press conference before the last game, he was practically in tears because giving his press conference about how great of a year it was, and it was kind of like almost a goodbye press conference.
Interesting.
So keep that in mind, because I definitely want Patrick Graham to stay one more year
at least.
But we'll see. But that's my thoughts off the bat. And again,
that's good stuff.
If there's any cheesesteak in here, please let me know. Remember, get fit, get the fit line stuff, so you don't look like a fat bastard like I am, and you can be svelte and beautiful and good looking and handsome. Well, not like screw you. Okay, like this guy. Thank you, brother. Okay,
keep pointing. All right. In other news around the league, the Titans have their new head coach. They've taken the OC from Cincinnati, Brian Callahan, Bill Callahan's son. He's touched down in Nashville. How do you guys feel about that signing?
Now, what players is he's gonna be able to retain?
I don't know,
because there was talk of Mr. Henry possibly seeking greener pastures.
Yeah.
He's
The
out.
quarterback, I think
Yeah.
they're sung on their quarterback right now, but
Levis, yeah.
yeah, but what kind of
I don't
running
know.
attack are these guys going to be able to put together? Because that's
Well,
what.
they had a pretty good situation in Cincinnati. I think if they try to
Yeah,
mirror some of that, they'll have some success. It is the AFC South. It's not the AFC North.
true.
There's a few different dynamics there, but wish him success. The Carolina,
Except when they're playing us,
oh
screw
right,
them.
Yeah, true.
as goes with the
Okay,
other 31 teams.
remember, right? Remember that
I'm
his
sorry,
dad
32
said.
teams.
Remember what his dad said, that this is the dumbest team
Oh,
in America.
well,
Just remember that. I'm like an elephant
Yeah,
in
I
more ways
remember
than
that
one. You know, the
myself.
weight and
yeah.
memory. The dumbest team in America. Well, you know what? I will say this about Brian Callahan. He's got his stuff in one sock. I don't think I've cursed yet. I dropped a couple F-bombs and went on Wild Wild West last night immediately, which was bad. But yeah, he is a very astute and he's a very capable OC. But remember, best OCs and the best DCs sometimes don't make the best head coaches. So we're gonna see what's going on. I want to know, like I said, where Vrabel.
Yeah, I agree with you on that front. He's still out there. The Seahawks doesn't really seem like a fit. Washington seems a little bit too big. Atlanta still searching for their.
No,
Atlanta's Belichick.
Atlanta's got
Yeah.
Raheem Morris.
What?
Yes.
Did they sign? They put Raheem Morris as their head coach?
What?
As of today. Yes. Raheem Morris,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, see, that's news to me. I tell you, when I'm out getting a career, you know,
You have got to be kidding me.
I was shocked too, because I thought Bill was going to be like that quiet shoe in. Raheem Morris, head coach. So
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Well, remember what is Raheem Morris's most famous quote? See if people know this. Stats are for losers.
Oh yeah, he was definitely not a
Yeah. That he was saying that, you know, when they were doing his press conferences when he was the head coach down here in fake pirate land. You know, he said, "Hey, stats are for losers." You know, and they are, but it's the only thing that's really memorable about Coach Ra, and that's what he goes by, not Raheem. It's Coach Ra. Coach Ra. Okay, well, I got your Ra right here, and I think that you know Atlanta needs something that's inspiring like a rah guy, but it remains to be seen whether he's going to be able to do anything with that staff and the team, because the first thing you need is I don't know what's that position called? Yeah, quarterback. If he doesn't get settled on quarterback, there you go. And that's why they were saying that Kirk Cousins and Bill Belichick were a done deal going to Atlanta. So this is news to me.
Well, they would have gotten 50% of that right.
I'm just reporting what I hear.
So you think Ritter's days are numbered, or is he now becoming a backup?
I think that if they can squeeze Kirk Cousins in there, then obviously that's their guy.
So they're going for butts in seats.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Okay. Well, that's why they're the Atlanta Falcons. So nothing's going to change there. But one of their nemesis in NFC South, the Carolina Panthers, signed away the faux Pirates offensive coordinator. They now have a new head coach. I don't know his name, but
Dave Canales.
So there you go.
That's a quick stop, man. He went from Seattle last year to Tampa Bay this year. I think they're kicking him upstairs a little bit.
Bit too quick. A lot of bit too quick. So the team that's all snort laughing in the locker room, I think, is the New Orleans Saints at this point. I mean, they're all going, you got to be kidding me, right? I mean, that's just stuff waiting for Annie Agar to pick up and blow out, you know, a big old snot bubble on. But
I thought they had some coaching changes there too.
Well, yeah, they got rid of their offensive coordinator and a couple of their guys. Was Derek Carr getting people fired? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that too soon?
So who's left? Washington and Seattle?
I think it's two. Yes, 2 teams.
So any chance that Belichick ends up as head coach in Seattle and Vrabel becomes his defensive coordinator? Because Fangio's already gone. He left Miami, took the first plane to
Right, and they're talking
Philadelphia.
about Brandon Staley going down to Miami, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
To do
I'm
what?
just
To do
saying
what?
this is
To
that
do
to destroy the franchise. That's great. I'm very happy about that." But they're saying that when Fangio left, I read my phone occasionally when I'm not
at the career resource
doing
center.
career
Yeah.
resources. Yeah, at the career resource center. But they said that they're talking about Brandon Staley coming in as the defensive coordinator for Miami. Again, this is the crap that
Yeah.
that pops up on your
Yeah,
phone.
and then Dan Quinn's still in Dallas at the moment, right?
Yeah, but
Well,
see,
they were saying that Dan Quinn and Chip Kelly were a package deal
where?
somewhere.
and the Seattle wants Quinn bad. That I know. They want
Chip
Quinn.
Kelly? You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm just reporting this shit, man. Come on, give me
Yeah,
a
but
break, okay?
they're definitely interested in Quinn. So I
Well,
think he's
that's fine, but Chip Kelly.
Well, then
Jesus.
if you go by that, the musical chairs, you know who's going to be
Yeah.
sitting when the music
That's
stops.
true.
If you call Quinn to Seattle, right? Does Quinn grab Vrabel as his
There you
DC,
go.
and then he grabbed Kelly as his OC?
No.
Again, just
connecting
reporting.
Connecting dots, though.
Right.
I
Or
wouldn't have
does
Chip
the
Kelly
hood?
taking out
Where's
my
my
trash.
hood? Okay, well, I'm just saying this. Hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, you're still out there. Where are you going? Nowhere.
I'm gonna go find that. I'm gonna go find that Philly cheesesteak down by where Cat.
Yeah. Well, Kev says you didn't go to Atlanta because there's no wild orchid over there.
Are you kidding? There's Cheetahs. Cheetahs makes a wild orchid look like a
Oh well,
a
see,
freaking
there you go.
kindergarten zone.
All right.
I know Cheetahs.
I'm
by
sure
the way.
you do.
I have been at a what is it, a bachelor party there.
Oh, that's a
moon ago.
place? I thought it was a cat. Like
No,
Jaguars.
Cheetahs, man. Look it up. Come on, man. I don't got to do everything for you. Jesus Christ. It's called the internet, ref. It's the internet.
Hey, you know, us Swifties, we don't get out much, you know?
Yeah, well, you just man, that's like 28,000 cool points you just put off of yourself.
All right.
Down minus 28,000.
Before we get to the Week 21 matchups and the conference championships, I got to tell you a little bit about next week. Next week's a little bit of an off week because there's really not a whole lot going on. So for the first time in the history of the internet, maybe, this show, NFL Nation Live, is coming back to you for a Week 22 show. We are going to have NFL Nation Live's version of Hollywood Squares. You are not going to want to miss that. It'll be the legendary Pirate against the Hall of Famer. You'll want to sit back, watch this crack a whole bunch of jokes. You get your mute button ready because some of it might be after dark. But it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.
If I'm in there,
yeah.
Make sure you have TV.
Yeah, for sure. But it should be a lot of fun. But I got to tell you, next week, probably not going to talk a lot of like hardcore football stuff. We're going to talk some football. But the Super Bowl will be another week away. That'll be our Week 23 show, be our final show for the 2023 season. We'll get you ready for all things Super Bowl, whatever else has happened up to that point. But next week, NFL Nation Live's version of Hollywood Squares. The other surprise that I wanted to spring on you two in this show, because we didn't get much of a green room shot today.
Sorry, I was getting back from my career resource, and I did stop by to get dinner. You bastard, making me feel bad in front of everybody. How many of you? I don't know how many of you.
No, I have both of them. But so I wanted to ask Cap, do you shop on Amazon? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So if you guys will agree to this, now I want all our fans out there to hear this. Okay, so turn up the volume on this. As you know, or maybe you don't know, and if you don't know, it's none of your business. But we're going to do a little fundraiser next week, and we're in addition to our Hollywood Squares game show. We're going to play another game after that. And we're going to do NFL Nations Live.
Is that the After Dark? Is that the After Dark game?
No, that's the one I said might get a little shady with Hollywood Squares. But you know that was it. That was the original Hollywood Squares was in primetime pre right? It was like 7:30 to 8, right? Was the lead-in show.
Yeah, it
So,
was right,
so
yeah, right
they
before.
had censors back then, and there were kids watching. It was the big deal. So we'll try to keep it on the cleaner side, but there's football and there could be some stuff there. But anyway, just put your adult ears on next week. After the Hollywood Square show, we're going to do a NFL Nation Live's version of Who Wants to Be a $100 Heir. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask Jack. We're going to ask Captain Jack, the legendary pirate. We're going to ask him a series of questions. You know how they did that on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? They had like 10 questions leading up to $1 million, and you got lifelines and all that. Well, Jack is going to have the opportunity to win a $100 Amazon gift card.
No, put me on the spot. Yeah,
No,
okay.
Cap's going to have the opportunity to win a $100 Amazon gift card, and we're going to ask him questions with A, B, C, D answers, and he's going to have to pick the right one. If he gets it,
and I'm not using
you're
the
not
internet.
using the
It's
internet,
right here.
but he'll get
Right
the
here.
advance as he goes along. But he'll have 3 lifelines. He'll have me, even though I'm moderating. He'll have me. He'll have the Hall of Famer, Wayne Valerie Maybe, and he'll have you as the fans in the show. Next week, when we ask Jack for a question, if he wants one of his lifelines to be you out there in the chat, then you'll have the opportunity to give him the answer, A, B, C, or D, that you think is the right one. So next week, after the Hollywood Square show, we're going to play Who Wants to Be a $100 Heir, and we're going to give Jack a chance to win somewhere between $1 and $100 Amazon gift card. Because remember, if you get to 50 and you want to stop, you can stop, right? So
yeah, cool cats down there. I can fly a few seats there.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, Cap, you'll have 3 lifelines. You'll have the Hall of Famer, you'll have Ref Guru, and you'll have the folks in our chat. So all of you folks out there in the chat will get to participate next week. If he wants you on a lifeline, then you're going to have to answer with A, B, C, or D so that he gets a chance to win that gift card. So next week, not a lot of hardcore football. We're going to save that for the week 23 show, which will be our Super Bowl preview. But next week, we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Who knows what's going to happen, but you'll want to join us next week. It's going to be historic in the fact that it's never been done in this format on the internet. And I think you'll have a pretty good time with that. That said, I need both of
Astroglide, man, Kevin, man, you're
I need
bad.
both of you in the green room for a few minutes after the show so we can talk about the format for next week. It won't take long. Kev says you can have Kev. All right. Anyway, so don't
read that one.
So Cap, if you're up for it, next week after we play Hollywood Squares, we're going to do Who Wants to Be a $100 Heir for your chance to win 100, sponsored by me. $100 Amazon gift card that you can use to buy whatever you want. But at a time when you have to spend time at the Career Resource Center, maybe there's something on Amazon that you want. Maybe you want to buy like a year's supply of ramen noodles or something, or maybe you just want to buy something fun, whatever the hell it is. But it's our contribution back to you in this show for participating, and I hope that will be beneficial to you. So join us, everybody, next week.
That's wonderful. I might use it for a hooker the next time I'm in Vegas or something.
Nope.
It's
entirely it's whatever you want to use it for.
You never know where you.
You never know. But in any case,
it's a joke, people.
Oh, okay, well, it's good to know. So anyway, next week,
maybe
Hollywood Squares version, Who Wants to Be a $100 Heir. And remember, the fans are going to help you, Cap, participate as one of your lifelines. So make sure you're all paying attention for that. All right, let's move on to the conference championship game. Sean Smith and his crew are going to go in to officiate the Michigan Wildcats as they go into San Francisco at 12 p.m. Pacific time on CBS to take on the 49ers. Look, this is I got to say it. Give me the one, Cap. This is a Lions team that we've loved all throughout the season. They're going to give the 49ers all they want, but I don't know if in the end they're going to get away with it. I like San Francisco 28-27 in this one.
Wow, that's, you know what? Wow.
I
like that score though. That's how close this battle may end up being. I I don't think nobody's underestimating Detroit right now
No, I don't think so.
from seeing what they've been doing. But we know the Niners are not going to be playing mince meat that day either. This is going to be some page scraping.
Oh, you're not kidding.
So,
in a we're going to take it out into the parking lot kind of way.
Yeah, in the kneecap kind of way. You know?
I mean, this is a manhood game.
Yes,
this is
so.
one of those games where you're like, we're better than you. No, you're not.
Yes.
And you can tell already in the press conferences everybody had on Wednesday, there is no bulletin board material being put out by anybody, not even the head coach of the Wildcats. They're being very careful, knowing that they got to tiptoe into San Francisco to even have a chance to beat the 49ers. This is the Lions team, guys, that out of the last 12 meetings, I think, with San Francisco's only won one time. I know all those circumstances are different players and all that kind of stuff. But historically, they haven't done well. But then historically, this has been their year to do better.
Yes.
So the question now is, what is your name? Dr. Pierre? Frenchie?
I'm going to show you a doctor. I'm going to show you a doctor. I'm going to, you know what the Prince Albert is? I'm going to show you a Prince Albert right now. If you don't know it, you know what a Prince Albert is. Right?
No. Anyway, so do you like your chances of getting to Vegas as a representative of the NFC in Super Bowl 58 and perhaps get a chance to diminish the curse of Bobby Lane?
I will say this. By the way, a Prince Albert is a piercing through your schwanz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a Prince Albert
that is.
is.
Not one of the questions on our show next week, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, you were talking about stuff that I should or should not. I just know shit like that. Anyway,
that's why you're the captain.
What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining, brother.
That's it. I will give you this in my best Jean-Paul Jacques.
Jean-Paul Jacques, okay.
Jean-Paul Jacques.
Jean-Paul Jacques, okay.
Jean-Paul Jacques. JPJ.
I can do that.
Yeah,
JPJ.
there you go. Jean-Paul
What do you have on your PJs, by the way? Is it like cats or? Never mind. Go ahead.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I was waiting on that. Oh man.
I'm dumbfounded. I don't even have a response to that.
I gotta get my pager out, man. Hold up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, somebody marked that at like 50 or 49, 45 or something. The 50, 45. That's a cut, man. Anyway, what the hell? First off, I don't wear pajamas. Okay. I am all natural. A man should be all natural.
You should at least wear a Fitline T-shirt. I mean, you could at least. So
if I get the Fitline T-shirt, I will give a Fitline T-shirt. I will wear a Fitline T-shirt and nothing else.
Ed says 37-28 Detroit. Wow.
I like.
That's a lot of points.
I like Ed Weld in winter.
Oh yeah, I do.
And I will say this.
That's a war right there, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, and it's not because I am biased. I am not biased when I say this. I am not biased.
Are you sure?
But yes, I'm sure. It's very hard for me to say biased in a French accent, so I'm not saying it biased.
Yeah, I thought. Never mind.
And no, it's not two asses, and it's not biased.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, see, I know you. I know you. Don't you with me, man? Don't you with me? Okay, I tell you what. Anyway, I will. Yeah. By the way, I do look like. What do you call it? What's this? Sylvester Stallone in Expendables with my beret and my earphones like they have. I am so good looking. I just have to kiss myself. Anyway.
Come on, JP.
But I'm just saying, I got a feeling that things are going fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, break out some Beatles. I got a feeling I'm gonna lay it on the line. Oh no, oh no, and the Lions are gonna win. Yeah, yeah. Ba-do-ba-do-do-do-do. I got a
There
feeling.
you go. You heard it here
And
first.
that's McCartney and Lennon and a bad without enough air to get that last note out. I got a feeling.
Okay.
By the way, great song on I think it's on the Abbey Road album. I think it is. Or no. It's on the Let It Be album. I got it right. See, look it up. Let It Be. I got a
Not a
feeling.
Taylor Swift album.
Anyway. Oh, great song. I really screwed it up. But I said Lyon are going to go into San Francisco, and they are going to be victorious.
Okay.
Victorious. I'm just saying. It going to maybe it's 1 point, maybe it's 3 points, maybe it's 10 points. No, you can't. You're a schmuck. You get a half a point. What are you, a better or something? You don't play. There's not a half a point there, shitmate. By the way, for those that don't, and I'm going to let it out there, I found my tickets, the ones that Anna got for me, that were winners on the 6.5 and the 7.5 for the Raiders. So I can't wait to go to Vegas. I guess you can. I guess they're good for as long as you have them, right?
Tickets for what?
I don't think
you mean airline
on
airline
a bet.
ticket?
On a bet. On a bet, like betting.
Yeah,
tickets.
I would think they're as good as for however long you want to keep them till you cash them in.
Yeah, as long
Anna says, "Yay, yay."
Yeah, 500 bones,
Hey,
man.
Somebody in the chat knows. I have no knowledge of that, man.
But I'll have to. But if not, then I'm going to screenshot them, send them to Anna. Anna can send me my winnings or something like that. But no, all bullshit aside, Melde. I think
What's up,
that
Willie?
Detroit is going to be victorious. Okay. We're going to be the campion because maybe that the Carrera has been wrong. I said this last night. I think that maybe the graphic artists for the Super Bowl, they didn't know that Taylor Swift was going to be going out with Travis Kelce. They didn't know about things like, they didn't know how much of a great season that the Trois Lions was going to have, and maybe they just kind of it up.
Okay.
If you go by the color schemes, it's Ravens, Niners.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Niners,
Yeah.
Ravens. I think because they didn't know about the Swifty crap. Okay, that they're like, man, shoot, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But if that's what's going on, and I think that the Lions are going to be a better because of how much that people are gravitating to them. They've never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Never. Right. And I think they're going to get there, and I think they're going to win.
In fact, if San Francisco, and I don't disagree with you, Cap, I think if San Francisco goes, either their matchup with Kansas City or Baltimore is a rematch. Because they've met both those. Over in AFC, the Chiefs are going to go into Baltimore and play the Ravens. I think the Chiefs have had a decent run to this point, but I think this is a buzzsaw that the Chiefs are not going to be ready for. I like the Ravens at home. I agree with a lot of what I heard last night from Cap and from the others, including Richie Riche, with regards to the fact that Mahomes is just not going to have a very good day against that Ravens defense. I like Baltimore to head to book their tickets to Las Vegas.
Now, I'm looking at it this way. Unless he has already airshipped his bribery note, he's going to have a long day because, they've been hearing about this coming of the new savior of the league. And I think Mr. Jackson is going to have something to say. So look for a fast-paced game, but I think too much Baltimore defense. So I'm taking the Ravens.
Cap,
wait. Let me get ready for this.
We're tired of betting against the Chiefs. Yeah, we're tired of betting against the Chiefs and not getting what we want out of it.
Yeah, get it out. You're right.
As I said last night, and and if you don't believe me, go back and watch the tape. I said that I think Mahomes is gonna get smacked around. I think he's going to throw that vital pick or fumble, and it's going to be either return for a score or it's going to be it's going to cost them points.
It's going to cost them, yeah.
It's going to cost them point. However,
it could be more than one also.
Yeah. However, I hate, and this is the one I want to be wrong on. Hey, Danny, how you doing there, brother? Daniel from Deutschland. Wie geht's meine Freund? And he's got a great looking lady too, by the way. Not that I do notice things like that because I know who the hell I'm talking with. But anyway, you got Tucker. I think Tucker's gonna be there, and he's gonna kick a field goal. That's maybe that the schmuck that is the reincarnate of Scott Norwood missed last week. Tucker's not going to miss that kick in his own home park. So I think it's going to go to OT.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, nice. I think it's going to go to OT. I can be wrong. I once was incorrect, but I think that if it goes to overtime, man, anything can happen. And again, I know that Kansas City has not been playing great this year, but they turned it on when they needed to, starting in the playoffs. They turned it on.
Yeah, I agree with all of what you said. I just think Baltimore's just going to be at the end. Baltimore's just going to be too fired up. They'll have to give the game away in order to do that. I understand the Chiefs. I understand all their experience to this point. Blah blah blah. I just think that the Ravens are on a mission. I think the Lions are on a mission too. I just think maybe they come up a little bit short as well. Anna's right. She said if the Ravens can contain Kermit the way the Raiders did, the Ravens will kick some assets. Probably.
That's true. But remember, the Chiefs actually contained when it all came said and done. They had a running quarterback with what's his frickin' name? The big kid, Allen. They contained Allen. And Allen had his runs. Allen did this, Allen did that, but for the most part, they contained them in the running quarterback. What we have to hope is that in the first year of the new offense that the Ravens OC has instilled this year, where Lamar doesn't always rely on his legs and he's relied more on his throws. If he can continue to ascend on that, and you have OBJ and you have Zay Flowers who have been picking up those balls,
right?
The way AC has been dropping all the balls,
right?
And I'm not. I know the puns there, guys. I'm not even gonna. Go there. Okay, it's too easy. But I'm just saying, if Flowers and OBJ can get those catches, and I can't remember who the tight end is because they always have a good tight end in Baltimore. Yeah, Andrews. There you go. It'll work out for them. And I'm hoping I'm right. And I'm hoping that it doesn't go down to overtime. But I know that Tucker's not going to miss like Schmuck Boy did last week. And my heart kind of goes out for the Bills because I wanted I wanted the Bills to at least, make it interesting.
Yeah, get to the championship game. Yeah.
Right. But I think it's going to go to overtime, and then all bets are off on overtime. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Matt said the weather rainy, 45 degrees, so it's kind of typical, weather for that area. Actually, that'd be kind of nice. You got a slick field, and anything could happen, man. So that should be interesting from that standpoint.
That Chiefs game has Sean Smith and his crew, and I'm leaning towards Baltimore with that.
Oh, I got a stat. I got a stat for you, and it comes courtesy of Alex. From Alex, the Chiefs guy, he looked it up when you put it on the show last night. He looked it up, and I said I'm going to actually use that. He says that the home team with Sean Smith as the referee is below 50% in winning.
Wow,
below 50% in winning. And I'm like, and I can't remember if it was like 48, 47, or 38. It was one of those higher numbers, but it wasn't 50. So he looked it up for me, and I said, hey, that's a stat that I can use. And of course, I berated him for throwing stats, and
I get it.
I had a wild show. I was off the hook last night.
Right. The difference between that stat and this particular reality is this is a mixed crew. This is not his regular crew. So there's a little bit of skew in that stat because it's not the generalized crew. This is a mixed crew. He doesn't know what he's going to get from these.
The Forrest Gump crew.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Time will tell on that.
He's got Roy Ellison is him and Barry Anderson, the two umpires for the championship games, two of the best umpires that have been out there for quite a while.
Did you say Roy Orbison?
Ellison.
Oh, I thought you said. I said Roy Orbison's been dead for over a decade. If he's the umpire on this crew, besides having really great shades and can sing at halftime just as well, you know.
Do that. Yeah.
No, that's why I asked.
Roy Ellison. Roy Ellison's been an official for 21 years. His line judge, Jeff Seaman,
that he's got to be a what do you call it? A chip off the old block. I know Seaman. Yep. See, I know that name
from was it Jerry? He's been in 22 years, and the back judge Dino is one of the Paganelli brothers. Been around for 18 years. So in key spots, Sean Smith has some pretty good folks. Same with Blakeman. Blakeman has Barry Anderson at 17 years. The down judge Dana McKenzie at 16 years. Rusty Baines at 14 years. So a little bit more experience in the NFC Championship game for the four guys in the quad: referee, umpire, line judge, down judge. The challenge for me in the championship game on the NFC side is the side judge, back judge, and field judge combined experience 14 years.
That's not a lot.
It's not. I was really surprised.
Like 4 guys? 14 for 14? 14 for 4?
Anthony Fleming at 4, Chad Hill at 6. He's pretty good. Gerald Fry at 4. So only 14.
Oh, with 3 guys. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, only 14 years combined for all 3 of those guys. A little worried about that in that game. So we'll see how it goes. Lions Ravens Super Bowl would be good. I agree with you. It would be good. I just don't think it matches the logo.
It don't?
No, it doesn't.
But
no, it doesn't.
Unfortunately.
But we'll see if that means anything here.
We'll see if that means anything.
Yeah. I tell you, if the colors exist and it happens, people are going to be screaming it's all fixed.
Right, exactly.
Well, we'll be able to tell some nuances with regards to the calls in the game. Typically, championship Super Bowl games, there aren't a lot of flags, but generally, if there are, they're big ones.
Situational.
So, exactly. So we'll see with that. By the way, the Super Bowl crew has been announced.
Who is it? Is it my boy?
Mr. Chippy. Yep. Mr. No Chippy got
You call it.
Hey, you know what? That is the best news I've heard.
Yeah,
that Bill is the best news I heard. He deserves it, and he's the best white hat there. He's the best.
He is. In fact, he joins a very small group of folks that will now have worked 3 or more Super Bowls. So good for him.
Good for him, man.
Actually, I had put out on social media my prediction for the crew, and I got 6 out of 7. So
okay, that's pretty good, man.
But anyway.
Oh, so you had Hussey, didn't you?
No, I had Vinovich as the white hat.
Oh,
but I also picked out the rest of the crew, and I missed one.
You missed one.
But again, it wouldn't have been somebody that I would have put out there. I don't have any inside knowledge. It's just the folks that I think should be the best out there.
Well, you grade correctly, ref. You grade correctly, ref. Although some of the stuff that you get me all pissed off at is a little bit above board. But you grade the officials correctly.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. In addition to that, that's a good point though, Cap, because I wanted to let you know there were no female officials that got the playoff call this year. Not a single one. Not Sarah. Not your favorite lady.
Wide booty.
Wide right. Yeah.
Number 1. I don't remember her name. I just remember that she was 100 in all of it.
Yeah. So I think that says a lot for how that's not working this
And by the way, folks,
I'm
it
shocked with
is
that
it
one,
is
though.
it is not sexist what we just said, because we looked at the officials and their capabilities, and the people that were making the playoffs were the best of what the crews were.
Yeah.
And again, I think Sarah's
Well,
at least
she's
capable.
worked the
She's
Super
capable.
Bowl, which is
Right.
why I thought she would be on Sean Smith's crew instead of Gerard Phillips. Gerard Phillips only has 8 years. Sarah's right about there, but she's already worked the Super Bowl, so I would have, if they were going to put her out there, I would have put her out there for that. But it is what it is. But
So I just don't want anybody taking flack for you saying that, because they already think that I'm a misogynist
well,
asshole.
I mean, you can't.
I'll take that. It's not true, but I'll take that on
No,
because people already think it happens already. But I don't want anybody coming after that guy. Hey, that guy is reserved for me to mess over.
well, I appreciate.
Okay,
I
that's
appreciate that. But my take is you can't have it both ways. You can't argue it one
Yeah.
way and then want a different result. I'm going to call
Right.
it. I'm going to call it what it is.
Right.
So it is what it is from that standpoint. And honestly, for some of the other things that Cap and I are involved with, Cap, I got to tell you that in another format that we've been talking about offline, I'm not opposed to female officials at all, but they got to be good. In fact, there's a couple of them that I would rather have over some of the guys that I see. I watched a lot of the college playoffs, bowl games over the season. There were a couple of people that caught my eye, and I'm like, you know what? Those people look ready to me. I got to see a little bit more, but there were a couple of them, a couple of them were female. And I don't really care about that point. I looked at the official and I said, that's a really good official by the way they moved, the way the calls that they made, their mannerisms, the way they communicate. And all of a sudden I realized, oh, she's female. I don't go looking for that first. I go looking at how good they are as an official. It just turned out that they happen to be female. And I'm like, so what? But
Right.
in any case, I appreciate that. So we'll see who we get in the Super Bowl. Be a little chatter about that in next week's show. But don't forget, next week's show, NFL Nation Live's version of Hollywood Squares. Never been done on the internet. We'll steal the format. Hopefully we don't get in any trouble. And we'll play Who Wants to Be a
Nah, that's risky
$100.
when you have me on the show.
Yeah, I know. And where you, our fans in the chat, will be able to be one of Captain's lifelines should he need it in answering any of the questions. You'll be able to use the internet. V will be able to use the internet. I'll already know what the answers are. If he wants
And if I have to, I will do my best. Well, actually, all the answers are there, but I will keep
the answers
will
will be
keep
there.
it here.
Yeah, right.
The answers are here, but I will try to keep my hands up so nobody can say that I'm cheating.
No, I think that's helpful, especially since we all can't be in the same place at the same time. I think there's some value in that, or even like you have now, just crossed in front of you. This I think is helpful to let folks know that we're not rigging it, because we do want it to be fair, or it's not worth playing. But we are playing for fun. But that doesn't mean we're going to cheat. Not on my shift, at least. But in any case, all right, everybody.
But I knew you would.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week. Don't forget, we'll be back next week with our Week 22 show in prep for our Week 23 show, the Super Bowl preview show, which will be our final show of the 2023 season for NFL Nation Live. V, we might have to give away some prizes next week too, especially for those folks who are going to play Who Wants to Be a Dollar here. If they give out the right answer, and Cap uses that answer, maybe they should win a prize.
See, we can make winners all the way around next week.
Yeah,
so
I think we should.
Hey, let's talk about it. We got some prizes.
Yeah, we definitely should. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Man, looking forward to it. There are 3 games left in the 2023 season, so not a lot of football left to be played. I think we did pretty good this year, too, with the teams we put on the clock.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. So all in all, it is what it is. We're pretty bold last couple seasons. We had Arizona on the clock early and a couple other teams on the clock.
No apologies, man. No
I'm bringing out
apologies.
the rosary and holy water.
Yeah, I saw that
Excellent.
one earlier. Yeah.
Lions, Ravens Super Bowl would be good. I agree with that.
I think a blue purple Super Bowl would be the best.
That's probably what the teams are going to look like when they're done. That's for sure.
Yeah,
those two teams. I'll tell you what. Nothing wrong with San Francisco. I think they play hard, just like the Chiefs do. But Ravens Lions, that Super Bowl could be 13-6. I mean, that two teams.
But it would be entertaining.
Oh, you can argue that.
And there will be some hitting.
Yeah,
there will be a lot of hitting.
A lot of hitting.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that Niner Leon's game could be more interesting than anybody even thinks.
Yeah, I agree with you on
That's
that.
It's gonna be a bruiser there, man.
Be très magnifique.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple business things to talk to you guys too in the green room after the show, but for everybody else, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some French fries. If anybody wants some French fries, I didn't eat them all.